Before we break and formally close, and before we give our final round of applause to our candidates, I thought I'd share a parting thought or two, and then welcome back to the stage our fearless leader, Ryan Haygood. I'm an adopted New Jerseyan. I grew up in Chicago. My mother's here, proud Chicagoan, but has decided to make New Jersey her second home. I'm also a proud alumnus of Rutgers University. For the first time in my career, I actually work in New Jersey as of January. I've never worked here, even though besides going to graduate school here, I've worked in New York and Boston and in Indiana, where my family moved for about 6 years. So I want to just leave you with some important words that not only inspire me, but they inspire my students. So we're going to go to school for just a minute. One of my reflections for tonight's conversation has been the range of profound commitments and passion for equality and justice in this country. But there are differences in the points of emphasis amongst our many candidates, and I certainly don't need to remind you of them. But I do think there's a powerful lesson that we often forget in this nation. And that lesson is that Black people, never more than about 13% of the population, have really been at the vanguard of pro-democracy movements in our country.
Facts.
They've fought not only for their own liberation, but their win have been wins for everyone.
Facts.
It's never really worked in the reverse. Trickle-down justice does not make it to those most in need. And I want to leave you with these words in light of the current moment we're in, because it's not just out there. This state came within 6 percentage points of voting for our current president.
Facts.
And so one of the most misunderstood figures of our nation, who spent a little time in New Jersey along his storied life, had this to say. Martin Luther King in 1967 wrote his final book, and in the 3rd chapter, he described what he called racism and the white backlash. He said, ever since the birth of our nation, white America has had a schizophrenic personality on the question of race. She has been torn between selves, a self in which she proudly professed the great principles of democracy, and a self in which she sadly practiced the antithesis of democracy. This tragic duality has produced a strange indecisiveness and ambivalence towards the Negro, causing America to take a step backward simultaneously with every step forward on the question of racial justice, to be at once attracted to the Negro and to be repelled by him, to love and to hate him. There has never been a solid, unified, and determined thrust to make justice a reality for Afro-Americans. The step backward has a new name today. Let me remind you, he said in 1967. It is called the white backlash. But the white backlash is nothing new. It is the surfacing of old prejudices, hostilities, and ambivalences that have always been there. The white backlash of today is rooted in the same problem that has characterized America ever since the Black man landed in chains on the shores of this nation. The white backlash is an expression of the same vacillations, the same search for rationalizations, the same lack of commitment that have always characterized white America on the question of race. That's a little bit of critical race theory, I'll admit. But there is a way out. We have a choice to make. Do we continue down the same path of vacillations, or do we as citizens and you as potential governors make different choices? Thank you.